Hey folks, welcome to my kitchen. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. What better place to gather, talk food, talk country music. I'm with my boy, Luke Combs today.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? Thanks for coming, man.
Of course. Thanks for
You see, you brought some of your friends here with you.
I did.
We got Mr. Dan Isbell,
Proud to be here.
Reid Isbell, and Mr. Randy Montana.
Very good, very good.
How y'all doing today?
Great.
All of y'all are writers, and you got Brothers Hunt, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
We're getting a lot of questions in the writing room about why we hunted and what the point was, and we kind of feel like hunting's had a weird representation lately, so we just decided that we would use our platform to kind of educate and help people see the ethical sides and the food side of it.
Dude, thanks for coming, guys.
Looking forward to the food, man.
I got a pretty cool menu lined up for us. Now, it's a little bit spurred from my growing up in South Louisiana. One of my favorite dishes, I call it OG Roasted Oyster. And we got a Pastalaya, which is like Jambalaya's little cousin pasta version. And we got a little hot apple cider. Now, somebody down here has never had oyster. Reid, you pumped for it?
Something like that. Yeah. I'm a weird like consistency guy. Like if it's slimy or something, that's why I've never tried them. But I trust you, JP.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do my best not to disappoint you here. What about you, Luke? You a fan of oysters?
I'm in. I'm all in.
Gonna turn on here. We got it on high. We're gonna save half this bowl for Dan because he likes to just eat raw butter. And then I'm gonna add half to this pot right here. Really easy. Got butter melting. Got garlic here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press this guy right into it. Here, I got a little chili flake. I like parsley in here.
Love Brad parsley in there.
We're just gonna let that melt.
What'd you just throw in there?
That was a little salt because this is unsalted butter. So I just wanna throw it in there. I like a little bit of cracked pepper. I always like to use Tabasco in this because one, it adds heat, of course, but also adds a great acidity, right? This is one of the recipes that I have that actually has really great balance. It's salty from the oysters, got sweet from the garlic, it's rich from the butter, it's got acid from the Tabasco. But I got a question for y'all about writing music.
Yeah.
Is there like an element of balance to how you kind of write a good song?
I guess it would be like a, song-to-song basis, just like it would be recipe to recipe. There's so many different avenues to go down, and you got to pick one, and then you kind of make your decision.
You kind of reverse engineer it from there.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like you want a great honky-tonk country song, you're kind of saying that's what my goal is, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, you just call me if you want to.
Just come on. Is there an instrument that you wish you could play better?
Definitely piano, because
That's a sexy instrument.
It is. It's so versatile too. I mean, you can do so much with it. It's kind of like I feel like guitar is very similar. You can kind of. There are some instruments, like a sitar is not going to be on.
Sitar?
Exactly, but it's not going to be on a lot of songs.
Isn't it like half?
That's like a Middle Eastern guitar.
I thought that was like half a horse, half a man.
That's a centaur.
Okay.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
So really easy from here. You just kind of want to take a little spoonful and just go right on top.
Look at
That's
that.
what we're looking for, right?
Now that I can do.
Anybody want to try rolling?
Yeah, I'll shoot one.
What about you, Luke?
I'll go raw.
Dude, let's all run one.
You want some Tabasco?
Oh yeah, I'll throw some on there before we talk
Yeah,
about
I'll
it.
shoot this guy with you for sure.
Get on there, baby.
Gentlemen, Reid, your first one. We got a toast to this.
Number one.
You ready? All right, get in here, Luke.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Just pass it. Pass it.
Cheers.
Hey. Not bad.
Right?
I'm with it. Look at Luke in there.
How you
being
doing
all
there?
chef.
Man, I'm doing good.
Chef
man.
Luke in the
You know what I
house.
mean? I'm getting after it, dude.
They're just gonna like bathe in that butter in the ovens. And I like mine in the oven actually the most because when I shuck them like that, I leave all that oyster liquor in the shell. And that's really good. That's where all that salty umami comes from that oyster.
Yeah.
So when I bake it in the oven, I can control that moisture. One of my favorite cheeses of all time is called Pecorino Fulvio.
You're speaking French or something.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking Italian, but that's close, man. Really just going right on top, and you can see I'm covering them. It's not only adds salt, but it almost encapsulates the oyster to where when it starts to melt,
Kind of makes like a crust.
there
Is
you
that
go,
what's
baby.
going on?
There you go. All right, these oysters are ready to go. I got the oven at 450 degrees, high fan. They're gonna cook for about 8 minutes, 10 minutes or so, just until it's nice and bubbly. While those are cooking, Luke, I got a couple questions for you.
Yes.
This is a little segment I call Getting Peppered. Is there a certain food that you like to eat on tour?
Pierogies. Love pierogies.
I know you do.
Cornbread or biscuits?
Biscuits.
Any vivid memories of cooking with food?
And my grandmother always made mac and cheese. That recipe is I still use that to this day.
Nice. So would you say your favorite food growing up was?
Probably mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese?
Yeah.
What musicians have inspired your music?
I mean, there's so many, you know. And I grew up listening to Vince Gill and Clint Black and Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson. I mean, anybody that was a country singer in the 90s was just.
So if those guys haven't gotten your life and you weren't a musician, what would you be?
I don't know. I wanted to be a homicide detective. If I would have actually been able to do that or not is something I guess we'll never know.
You have one song to play on the jukebox to close down the bar. What's your jam?
Oh man, that's a tough question.
That's a good one, dude.
That's a really tough
Because it's not
question.
the beginning of the night, it's the end of the night.
What are you closing down this bar
All my
to?
rowdy friends have settled down.
Solid, man.
And that, my friend, is Luke Combs getting pepper. All right, I can smell these oysters. All right, ooh. And just as expected, just that beautiful brown. Look at that. I like to just finish it with some chives. Nice little onion bite on there. And you can kind of just go pretty generous on them, you know?
Janet, don't be scared of them.
Don't be scared of them. There you go.
Hey, nice.
Let's
get off his ass.
Making it rain. And I like the chives on top, yes, for the onion bite, but it also adds freshness, herbaceousness to something that's kind of like rich and heavy. I'm gonna put them right in front of Reid.
Drum roll, please.
That oyster.
Oh my God,
So
that's
cool.
me right there.
All right, I mean, we can just dig into this.
Yeah, show me the proper way to do it.
All right, so my favorite way is
that
just
thick boy
kind
right
of just get down in the middle.
Scoop them out.
Yeah, scoop them out.
Let's go.
I'm just going all the way up.
Dog.
You can kind of,
Oh my God.
that's the good stuff right there. You gonna go home and make these at some point then, Reid?
Yes, I'm gonna be texting you next week. A round of applause for JP.
wow.
Those are fantastic.
Next level, next level.
So I'm gonna get started on the next dish. Pastalaya is like the cousin of jambalaya. I got some Florida shrimp. I brought this beautiful andouille that I've chopped up, and that's smoked sausage right here. And of course, these vegetables right here, this is what we call the Trinity: onion, celery, and bell pepper. And you got the garlic, which the Cajuns commonly call the Pope because of his hat. We got some Prairie Fresh pork tenderloins here.
Ooh, yes, sir.
So I already have a cast iron pan in the oven getting hot because I know y'all are hungry and I don't like to wait. So bringing that big bad boy out.
Don't have one that big.
Not many people do, right?
Love that.
So the pan is hot, the burner's on blast, and this is important because we essentially want to blacken that pork tenderloin. Really, you want high temperature, high heat oil. You can tell that's already getting smoking hot right there.
Ooh, wow.
I got a little blackening season here. Just give it a nice coating.
Dude, look at the kid. He's just getting in there. He ain't afraid of that seasoning.
Yeah. If you're gonna blacken something, you want it to be fully coated, so I'm just gonna give it even a roll in there. And that's all. That's all we're gonna do. Now, whenever you got a hot pan like this, you always wanna drop it away from you. Ooh, that's hot. Just let it roast. Got my tongs here. Now the next step to this is going to be to baste it. So you can see a lot of smoke going on right now. And what I'm doing, I'm just using the surface area of that pan just to kind of get that crust on there.
If I see that going on, put that in there. Can't make that up.
All right, had a little fire alarm incident. We got the windows open. We smoked this place out a little bit, but we're ready to go back. These pork tenderloins have gotten the nice blackened sear on them. Perfect right now. Next step right here is to add butter, thyme, and garlic. Just go right in there.
This is what I've been waiting for right here.
And this is one of my favorite sounds in cooking. That little
that's
pop.
cool.
That's
Me too
music
now.
to my ears.
Okay, that's cool.
Never heard that.
Never heard that.
That's cool.
One of the keys to this is move that meat down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And not just roll the meat in butter, but literally.
Okay.
God dang, that smells good.
That's pro right there.
When in doubt, butter out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So we're at 132, 136, climbing, 141, 142.
Get it out of there!
Before we smoke this place out again, I'm gonna move it off to the side. Then, what I like to do, you see this a lot with barbecue guys, is just take some butcher paper and just give it a little tear. It really keeps the crust crusty because it actually like absorbs the steam, right? And so I'll just give it a wrap and just kind of just set it off to the side, just kind of a little hang. After that, I got all this fat right here, right?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Now, this is pretty good fat, right? You got butter, you got pork dripping, it's all flavored with garlic. I'm gonna just empty most of it.
Nice.
And keep some. And the next step is sausage. Luke, I'm gonna ask you to just kind of grab that for me.
Please.
Now we have 2 different types of sausage here. We have some chopped andouille right here, and that's gonna go in first.
What?
And all I wanna do with that is brown it. I always add my onions first. And the reason why, just like garlic, which I'm gonna add with it, has a lot of sugar. And because I know once I add my celery and my bell pepper, which has a lot of water, everything's gonna stop caramelizing and it's just gonna steam.
I would have just dumped everything in at the same time.
Yeah. So onion and garlic in first and let that do its thing. Now that's got a little bit. It's gonna caramelize.
Smells so good.
It's gonna get soft.
If you just stopped right now, I'd be okay.
Yeah, I could just grill on that.
Me too.
Like just a bowl of that even.
I've eaten a lot worse than that.
No doubt.
So as a songwriter, as an artist, how much do you get to hear fan feedback and how much do you actually listen to it? Do you adjust from that?
A lot of your, at least my personally, interactions with fans is mostly positive. Negative feedback, I mean, I guess you see some of it online and stuff like that.
But it's not like you're changing your approach.
Right.
I mean, like you're still
Yes.
being yourself.
Yeah.
You're singing from your heart. You're
Definitely.
writing, trying to.
Right. All you can do at the end of the day is be honest.
Right, and you
if-
can't please everybody. You're an incredible chef, but there might be people that go, okay, well, I don't like Cajun
Oh, I've
food.
pissed off many of people.
Yeah, I don't
no
like
doubt.
Cajun food.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, okay, well, then I'm not your guy then.
I got it ripping on hot right now. So once the celery goes in, it actually acts as a deglazing the pan, right? It has all those crusty bits of pork
All
in
that
there.
stuff comes off
All that-
and goes into your...
Man, this guy.
Yeah, he takes no.
He's still trapped.
You can already see, because of that hot pan, it's starting to sizzle again, which means a lot of the moisture is starting to cook out. You just kind of want to keep it moving. I like to add a little salt at this point. I want it to deglaze. I want it to keep roasting. The salt will help kind of continue deglazing that as it pulls the moisture out of the vegetables. Our vegetables are in a good place right now. I'm gonna add a couple bay leaves, but I like to just bend them a little bit, kind of do that, bruise them up. I'll just let some of the oils out in there. And I'm also gonna grab a little bit of tomato. See that tube right there?
Yeah, oh yeah, toothpaste.
Yep. Tomato
You're gonna want,
toothpaste.
guys. Tomato toothpaste.
So I just add a little bit of tomato paste, just in a couple little spots. Not a lot. You don't want it to burn because it's super high in sugars, tomato paste. So you want to have some stock ready. Now I have some chicken stock here, and we're just gonna add that in. Just a little bit.
Dang, dude. That just looks cool.
It looks good.
Now we're ready for the pasta to drop. Drop the pasta.
Drop the pasta.
This is like the hook.
Drop the pasta. Drop the pasta.
Okay, the box says 9 to 11 minutes. I never listen to the box.
What? I always listen to the box.
That's your first problem.
The box is telling you in 9 to 11 minutes, this pasta is gonna be, quote, perfect, right? But I know that the pasta has to come out of the water and into this pan and finish cooking. Therefore, I'm gonna take the pasta out 2 or 3 minutes early. So I'm gonna season my water. You want it to be pretty salty. So I got this whole, I don't know, it's probably 4 tablespoons.
Dang, cholesterol.
Dump it right in there. This you wanna just keep going. Add a little pat of butter, because again, I want this to be like creamy, stick to the pasta. Now the water is boiling. I have my pasta here. This is about 3 pounds boricchetti. Boiling water, salted, right in. One thing I like to do right when it goes in, especially dry pasta, just give it a stir. I'm gonna set it for 7 minutes. I want this sausage to cook just a little bit in there, because it's not completely cooked. It is smoked.
Dude, are you kidding me?
And now, my friend, the red bell peppers.
I've been waiting on this.
The reason
all
why
day.
I saved my red bell peppers for last is because they're a lot more tender than green bell peppers, 1. 2, I want the color, because they're pretty. And they're sweeter when they're raw. So that's when I go in there. So I don't need to cook them down like I do the green bell peppers, because they're so much more mild, they're so much more fruity, fresh, and I like it just like that. This guy is ready to go. I can turn this off right now.
And just let her hang.
Just let it hang. And that's where you really want to be with pasta.
You want to be done.
You want it waiting on the pasta.
The noodles are just the last.
Yep.
Now, you're throwing me off here. What are these guys doing?
I don't want to overcook the shrimp, so they're gonna go in last. I'm gonna add one more little thing here, a couple dashes of Tabasco pepper sauce, just to add some vinegar and some heat. I think this is ready to go, but first I need to strain it out. One thing I love doing here is saving some liquid, some pasta water. Call this pasta stock also. So what I'm gonna do here, let that drain really nice. I'm gonna take this water and go right into this thing.
Huh.
Now that water is seasoned. It also has a whole bunch of starches in that water. And that's also gonna create a really great sauce. I'm gonna put my shrimp in here now. Just kind of spread that out.
God.
So right now, what we're building is a shrimp and pork pastalaya. Just get a good toss and then right in.
How did you learn to do this? How do you even know how to do this?
This has been a part of Cajun cooking for probably 60 years. I mean, it came from jambalaya, and then what happened is moms like my mom, who didn't like making jambalaya, wasn't good at making jambalaya, started making pastalaya. Wow. It was easier to cook. I can create it separately.
Right. It's quicker,
and I can make,
for sure.
I can make my, all my little things, and I can feed my family with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna add more butter.
Of course, can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
Because I want it to create a sauce, and that's part of what that butter is gonna do. See how it's like become like saucy and glazy?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we want. This pastalaya is just about done. I got a couple more ingredients to finish it off. I'm gonna turn this heat off. I like to add a nice bit of parsley, a nice bit of green onions.
There you go.
Get a little bit of lemon juice in here.
I need one of those.
These are the best.
Guys,
And I'm gonna
Incredible. Come on, man.
I got nervous.
Oh,
Put Randy's eye out.
last thing I'm gonna do before I serve it to anybody. Pretty good. A little bit more salt and a little bit more hot sauce because I really want that vinegar and that heat and complexity that comes from Tabasco. Give it another squeeze of lemon as well, just to brighten it up.
that's awesome.
Last but not least, give it a little slice. Just give it a nice, I'm just gonna cut right here.
Can I cheat a piece of this? Can I just cheat it? Can I just cheat one of those?
Get that one right there.
Look, throw it in my mouth.
No chance, dude. No chance that's happening.
Jealous of you right now.
No interceptions. Dude, you're gonna mess the whole thing up. I can't drop this.
What?
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Last I'm gonna do is just kind of
Oh, I didn't know.
get it right on there.
Hey, that shit's money about.
Because then it comes full circle, dude.
Yeah, then I'll just give it a little, and that's it. That's your
Look at
pork and shrimp pastalaya.
Okay. Yep.
Well done.
That's awesome. Touche.
Y'all ready to eat, guys, or what? I know y'all been waiting for a while. Mr. Combs, as my sous chef, you can eat. Got the
I'm
bowl
going
first.
right there. I'm going for that.
I wonder who's gonna
I'm
do
not
this
even
one,
waiting
too.
on these clowns, dude.
You chowing down, Louis?
That is
What's
ridiculous, man.
All right. I haven't even tried a little piece of this.
It's like a symphony. You know?
I
Go
like that.
ahead, dude. Tell us about it.
It's like a symphony. of
Every
flavor.
instrument?
I can't say that I've ever had anything that tasted like that.
Turn out
That is fire.
I mean, when I take a bite of this sausage, when I get a bite of that whole spoon, I mean, that's literally my childhood in that pan right there.
Right.
That meat market that I got that sausage from, been making that sausage since 1891. Thank y'all for
Oh my
being
goodness,
here.
dude, I can't
Let
thank
me
you
give
enough,
y'all the
man.
gift of this pastalaya and roasted oysters. We
You
still
can
got
give me this gift anytime, bro.
we
Yeah.
still got one more little drink to do. That'll be a nice little nightcap for everyone. Warms the soul, warms the body, gives you a good buzz while you're at it. Got a hot apple cider cocktail, apple brandy, and a little bourbon. So I just bring that cider up to a simmer. The cinnamon stick's already in there. I kind of go equal parts, brandy and bourbon.
Man, don't be afraid of that.
Love where this is going.
Only four of us? Boy ain't driving on tonight.
Good squeeze of lemon without squeezing myself. I like to just do a little orange zest in each cup before I load it up. I like to call this cocktail wild and reckless because that's actually kind of how I get when I start drinking too many of them. Try to get a cinnamon stick in each cup. All right, while I'm doing this, what y'all think about getting some tunes going in this kitchen?
Yeah, we can do that.
We
Yeah.
grab them.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did everything anyways. I mean,
That's the least we can do.
sing for your supper, dude, you know?
Sing for your supper. Gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight, man. This was awesome. I enjoyed cooking with y'all. I love talking country music.
Heck yeah.
Feel like I made new friends tonight.
For sure.
Due to music licensing, some sections of this episode were removed. If you like Singing for Your Supper, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. Maybe next time, we'll be able to afford the real music from major labels.